What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over everything I've done to my truck. It's been a year since I made the first video on the Amazon truck build. So in today's video, I'm going to discuss everything that has happened to the things I've put on the truck, and you know, things that went wrong, things that have been good about the things I bought. And I will show you some of the stuff that's broke. And this is going to be a 2-video series. On the first one, I'll just show you the stuff from the Amazon build, or you know, just a recap of everything from the first video from a year ago. And then on the second video, which will probably go up either tomorrow or the next day, I will go over everything that is to come in the future. So I will start the same way I did in the last video about the truck. I will start in the front and I will discuss everything from there. All right, so in the last video, we started here in the front with the grill. So far, the grill's been holding up pretty good. It's not coming off or anything. It's not fading. And another thing we did was the sticker, which was a lot brighter than this in the beginning, but over the past year, it's coming off and it's starting to fade. Next is the headlights. So since the very first week that I installed these, I've had issues. The front left has always been good. Let me turn them on for you. Front left has always been good, but the front right has always been kind of foggy on the inside, and the low beam bulb is blown out on it, and that's been since like day one. Also, you see here how the rings, it has the ring lights around both globes. Since day one, these have been well, I wouldn't say it's been since day one, probably since I put the system in. The circle lights have blown out, so I think maybe it's either the quality of the light or it's something went wrong with the installation. So I guess when it comes to the headlights, I do not recommend these. And I'll post a link to the video here on the top to show you when they were new. And I have links on that video from everything I bought if you want to get it yourself. Next, we're going to go to the bull bar. It's been holding up pretty good. I haven't had to push anything out of the way yet, so it's not been tested, but I believe that it would be effective if I was to hit a deer or needed to push something. It would do its job. Now we're going to move to the mirrors. So 2 things happened with the mirrors, and outside of that, they've been great. The first thing is, as you can see, is so I was doing a reverse burnout and a rock came up and hit the glass, and that got busted. So it's not really at fault of the mirror, it's more me playing around too much. And then right here, it's also cracked, and that was, I was backing into my garage and I wasn't paying attention, and I barely clipped the wall. You know, that's all it took to break it. So it's not very durable, I guess you could say, but other than that, it's done its job. You know, it's been a pretty good mirror. The lights all still work on it. I did just wash this yesterday, as you cannot tell. It's been pouring down rain for the past 48 hours here in Kentucky, and she's pretty dirty again. Now we're going to go down to the wheels. The wheels themselves have been fine, but the place that installed them, they didn't cut good enough on the in this area, which led to a lot of rubbing. So we're tearing up the tread right here, which is not really a big deal. If anything, it gives me better traction in the rain because it gives more places for the water to go. But what it's done is it's completely tore up my fender flare, and it's got me worried about taking the fender flares off on whether or not my body is rusted on that panel. From what I can see just by lifting it and looking, everything looks pretty good in there. It's dirty, but I don't think it's rusted out like you would see most trucks of this year. The rims, they were cheap. These are not, the wheels and the lift kit, they're not an Amazon purchase. I got these through my dealership, and the company is Mayhem. I've used them before on my 1999 Silverado. I've got some old videos on my channel with that in it. And you know, the rims are good for their price, I guess you could say. It's really impossible to keep them clean, and a lot of rock chips get in there, and not on this one, but on the other ones there's a lot of chips in the rim. But other than that, they've been fairly solid. Now we will move back here to the tail lights. Tail lights have been fairly good. Nothing's not working anymore. On this right tail light, it is kind of coming out, so I need to get in there and screw it back in. But outside of that, it's still a solid light. Now, as you see, I got these things right here, these lights. They were fairly cheap, but you get what you paid for, because this one doesn't work anymore. I've replaced these about 3 times now. They're about 15 bucks for both of them, and it's not really that big of a deal. It's just a pain in the neck. All right, and now to the cargo lamp. It still works. Let's see, I think I could turn it on by doing this. So it still works. At night, it's really bright. It lights up the bed of my truck. And then as far as the exterior of the truck, the last thing to show is the fan pull. So I wanted to buy another one just because I thought it was so awesome, but it turns out that it's not on the Amazon store anymore, which really bummed me out because I like the fan pull. And the only reason I wanted to buy another one is because over time I've lost some of the bolts that went in here, and I wanted to buy replacement parts, and I can't find anything. So had to be engineerative, and I put some twist ties in there to hold it together. So that concludes everything on the outside that I can think of, at least. So we will take a trip into the inside, and we will go over the audio upgrades. Alright guys, so now we're back in the truck, and we're going to talk about my sound system. So as far as the sound system goes, everything's been pretty good. These speakers will rattle every car around me for about a block. Every house I pass, everything. Some people aren't into that. Good for you. I like it though. I like to be able to feel the bass. But I did have some issues in the beginning, and I think it's solely based on how it was installed. So I guess the installers where I bought this stuff from are at fault. In the beginning, it took about a week before it developed. The fuse housing started melting, which I didn't know why. It started raining on me while I was standing out there, so I gotta clean off my sunglasses. Anyway, housing started melting, which it was because of a loose connection. I already taken it to a couple other places, and they both said that it was a loose connection that caused the problem. It was too much power being lost, and it fried the housing. But it caused my speakers to, when I had it really high, it would kind of do that thing where even though it wasn't bumping, it was off rhythm, and it really sounded bad. So I took it, I got it fixed, I got a new housing, he put it on correctly, and he also turned my amp down a little bit because apparently I like it a little too loud to some people. Excuse me. But he fixed it. So after about a year now of having the subs, maybe it's been about 8 or 9 months, but here is how they sound now. I'll crank it up a little bit. I don't know how much it's going to shake the GoPro, but I do remember when I recorded this last time, it was with my phone, and it was not very good quality, which was because of how high they were set. The song is called I Keeps It Moving by Axe Murder Boys, and it's probably one of my favorite songs to test my subs.
Check it out.
People don't really like that. I was parked at Walmart the other day, and some old lady was walking like this with her fingers in her ears. You know, you had your fun when you were young. I'm not young anymore, but you know, I worked hard for this stuff. I should get to enjoy it. Stop being so sensitive is all I gotta say. Also, in the last video I did on the Amazon build, I explained how I was going to do a cat delete. I had already done the muffler delete. I'm not sure if I had the cat delete done yet or not, but I spoke of the plan. I was going to do a cat delete, muffler delete, and I was going to have it do a side exhaust dump. Well, here we are. And I have a video exclusively talking about this, and I have a few videos on cold starts, and I've got a few videos on revs. Here is a new video of me just driving around. I put the GoPro on the side of the truck. It's the first time I was able to do this because I just got the GoPro not that long ago. And here's some accelerations and some revs while the GoPro is suction to the truck. enjoyed that. And that concludes this video of part 2 of the Amazon truck build. And come back, subscribe, hit the like on this one, and there will be another video on things that are wrong with the truck, things that I plan on fixing, and just future plans. So thank you for watching and have a nice day.